Anita, we're here. Guys, for those Anita's so excited. For those of you that don't know, this is Anita Picard. She has been a member since
April of 2015.
2015. It is 2022. Few stats before we even get started. Anita is the leading class taker at Warlock. 1,816 classes since 2015. She is also, I'm going to brag a little bit, she is the 217th fittest woman on the planet for 55 to 59, I almost said 50 to 54, 55 to 59. She made it into the qualifier for the CrossFit Games in the top 10%. She can do multiple pull-ups. She can do a handstand push-up. She can do a rope climb. There's not much that Anita can't do. So Anita, thanks for joining us today.
You're welcome. You're welcome. It's my pleasure.
So excited. I think Anita and I always have great conversations, so I wanted to get some of it on camera today. She has a ton of experience with CrossFit and even just life in general. So we're going to dive into this a little bit today, and hopefully you guys enjoy this at home. Anita, why did you get started with CrossFit?
Oh boy. I've always exercised.
Okay.
Right? I've always exercised. I've gone to gyms. I've done some things at home.
When you say exercise, like, what do you mean by like?
I was a runner.
Okay.
You know, I would do, when my kids were young, I would exercise in the morning before they got up.
Okay.
You know, I would do tapes and things like that. It reached a point where, I knew a little bit about CrossFit. You know, I'd seen a little bit about it.
Like the scary stuff at the games, or like what? Like what did
just,
you?
Like some clips and things like that. It seemed like something I would be interested in.
Okay.
I always enjoyed, challenging myself, doing different things.
Okay.
So I saw when Warlock opened.
Yeah.
Okay, and I think it was October of 2014. So it took me a while to develop the courage.
So how many times did you drive by going, I'm going to stop in, I'm going to stop in?
I've drove by quite a few times.
Okay.
And finally, the car just veered into the parking lot. I was quite intimidated.
Okay.
To start, but I really wanted to try it, and I really wanted to learn how to use a barbell.
Okay.
Right? It was something that I thought I would really enjoy doing. I wanted to deadlift.
Oh,
that was something I really wanted to learn how to do properly.
Where did like the curiosity for deadlifting? Like, did you like just see it online, or like people told you should deadlift?
I was fooling around in Planet Fitness. I would go there, but they didn't really have barbell setups. They had those, I forget what they're called, but I had
like
seen
the
some
curl bars and the Smith machine.
Yeah, and I had some friends that were fit and talked about deadlifting and things like that. But I knew enough to know that I needed help.
Okay.
I really needed help to do that. I couldn't go out and just start Olympic lifting by looking at a YouTube video.
Yeah.
I knew enough to know that was a bad idea.
Yeah. Well, and it's so funny because I remember our original conversation where Anita coming in and going, you can tell them a little about this, but she came in and she's like, I want to get a pull-up. And I was like,
that too.
Cool, we can get you a pull-up. She said, we're going to do it in like 3 months. And I was like, fuck. I was like, it's going to take a little bit longer. But yeah, we can do that. It's going to take some time.
It was very positive and kind about it. I will say that.
I try to be. You had to pull up though. It took us a little bit longer than you thought.
It took 4 years.
4 years. Okay.
4 years. Yep.
How did you eventually get? Again, the pull up it's hard for so many people, and like some people can't even imagine getting a pull up, right?
Mm-hmm.
What were the things that had to align for you? There was a lot of things that went on in this journey, right?
Yeah.
So like, tell the people at home a little bit about like that process for you, because it wasn't all at once. It was kind of a little bit here, a little bit there, and it snowballed.
Yeah, I mean, I started in 2015. I immediately fell in love with the process.
Okay.
The community, everything about it. What surprised me the most was just how much I enjoyed the community. I had always worked out by myself.
Okay.
The essentially one-on-one coaching. I mean, there's small groups and you get so much attention. So what that did for me was it allowed me to be very consistent.
Okay.
I mean, I was
consistency.
Incredibly consistent. I mean, I was here 4 or 5 times a week. In the beginning.
I mean, 1,800 classes, you have to be consistent.
Yeah,
that's like part of the deal. I mean, there's no way around that.
Yeah. So, I mean, I attended class. I learned early on to ask questions.
Okay.
talk about my goals, talk about the pull-up and the fact that I wanted to get it. And between you and the rest of the coaches, I mean, there was a focus on that and helping me do that, giving me tips. You should do this, that, and the other thing. So for a while, I tried doing things on my own.
Okay.
Staying a little extra to class and doing certain things, and you would give me certain programming. But really, what the turning point in general for me was the one-on-one coaching. When I started to sign up for that, I really just made a ton of progress. But it was time consuming. I had to really build an underlying strength to get that pull up, and it took time.
And it's so cool because Anita actually used to, and you can tell about the wine thing a little bit. I think that's such a cool thing. Do you want to tell them about that?
I will tell them about that. So I was a wine drinker. I love wine. Spent a lot of money on wine. And
what's your favorite wine?
I did not discriminate against wine. I didn't like the sweet stuff.
Okay, so like a good red.
A good red. In the summertime, I liked a good white, nice and cold. Yeah. But there was a whole process to wine. You go to the wine store, you pick it out, you figure out what you're going to eat with it.
Yeah.
There's just a whole thing. You go taste it, and so it was an event.
It's fun.
Right? It was a part of my life. But I realized that after about 2 years to Warlock, that it was interfering with my goals.
Okay.
It was really interfering with my goals. It was, I was getting older. Even a couple glasses of wine would impact my workout the next day, and it wasn't good for me. So I decided to give it up. And with those funds, I diverted those funds to personal training.
Yeah, we spent a lot of time working towards the pull-ups and other goals along the way. And it's been such a rewarding process as a coach to see somebody get rid of the bad stuff and put it towards a positive thing and really excel. Mm-hmm. And along the way, like nutrition was also in there.
Yeah, it came after that.
And it's kind of been
part of the journey.
Ebbed and flowed. It's been part of the journey. Like, I mean, how much weight have you lost since you started?
I've lost over 20 pounds.
Okay.
Yeah, I've lost over 20 pounds. Once I gave up the wine, and I will credit Warlock in this community and just how positive, motivating, really gave me the desire to want to do better. If not for that, I don't know that I would have given it up.
Yeah.
I mean, it was really, I just wanted to do better. It reached a point where I said, I'm not going to move forward if I, continue like this.
Yeah.
So once I did that, I was able to, I signed up with you, with Move the Needle.
Yep.
And was a little scared.
I mean, I feel like everybody, especially food is like religion, right? Like everyone has their own take on it, and like they're always right, and that's totally cool. Right. Nutrition's a hard piece for people to kind of like wrap their head around. So like, you basically got stuck fitness-wise, or like, fuck it, I'm finally gonna give nutrition a go. Like, what was the shift in that?
It was, it was a real progression for me. I mean, I had a couple of years of Warlock under my belt. I gave up the wine, and with each of those things that I did, I made progress with I made progress in those first 2 years.
Absolutely.
I made progress after I quit the wine, but at some point in each of those milestones, I stagnated. So I realized that in order to get pull-ups, I had to drop some weight.
Okay.
Like I was too heavy to get a pull-up, and it just
just the laws of physics aren't there.
It wasn't going to work.
Okay.
So we talked a couple of times about it, and finally one day I said, "Just sign me up." And I walked out of here, and I thought, "Oh, what have I done?"
And it ended up working out pretty well.
It worked out wonderfully. I mean, I was actually quite surprised at how quickly the first 10 pounds came off.
Yeah.
I thought I ate well. And I did. I was getting all my nutrients, but I ate too much, and it was the wrong things to fuel my workouts.
Okay.
It was just the wrong combination of things.
And I feel like that's always the telltale sign, like the red flag for me. People are like, I ate good, and I'm like, oh, that means you have no fucking idea what's going on.
Yeah.
And like, and that's okay because people don't know what they don't know.
Right.
But like usually like when people say they're like, oh, I eat pretty good, and then we start to dive into like what good actually means. There's a lot of like things that are unturned there and a lot of growth that tends to happen. It's almost like low-hanging fruit.
Well, the other thing is, I mean, from my generation and probably even for today, I mean, I've probably been on every single diet that's out there.
Okay.
Okay. So I developed very bad habits.
Okay.
In terms of that whole diet mentality. You're on a diet, you're off a diet. You pre-game before a diet. Diet always starts on Monday morning. I developed much better habits in that this was a lifetime commitment. This was not some crazy thing where you're only going to eat, beets and ice cream or some idiotic combination that you think if you combine the two things, somehow some magic happens.
Yeah.
No, it doesn't work.
Yeah.
I'm living, it just doesn't work. I've done it all.
Yeah, I mean, it's, and unfortunately, like, people need to kind of, like, try that out sometimes to, like, know what really does work and really doesn't. I wish we could make it as fast as possible as people. Like, it's always nice when you came in, you're like, man, I want to make it to the qualifier. And I'm like, cool, let me show you what that looks like. It's going to be us working together 3 days a week for at least 30 minutes doing one-on-ones to get you to that point. And you're like, I'm in, let's do it.
You tell me what to do and I'll do it.
Yeah, and then that's always nice, like, knowing that, like, we know the exact path to get you there. It's just part of like the compliance, and you have been as compliant as they come, and that's why some of the results have been so fantastic for you, including like, again, you've done the consistency really well, the compliance really well, like the hard work, like the coachability, like it's all in there and happens so well. And I can't tell you how many times in the gym I've heard, man, I just want to be like Anita. Anita's a badass.
That always surprises me.
It almost does, right? And but like people look up to you in this gym, and they also look up to you outside of the gym. So like you've had some really cool implementation. So Anita works over at Unilock, and I'm so proud that she has literally started a health and wellness initiative over at work. So can you tell us a little bit about that?
Oh boy. So with my success with Move the Needle and with what I've done here, I thought to myself, and I've spoken to a lot of people at work, what if we brought this to the company?
Yeah.
What if we did a challenge? So I talked to you and Sarah about, what if we do a nutrition challenge? Let's see who signs up, it'll be all company paid for, and let's see how it goes. And my expectations were, kind of reasonable. I got about 10 people to sign up, and the results were phenomenal.
It's so cool.
I had goosebumps. They were phenomenal. We had people losing all kinds of weight, getting off their diabetes medication, getting off their high blood pressure medication. Just like one guy lost about 100 pounds.
Yeah, I mean, being better people and better employees and helping them.
Oh,
even like,
sure.
I think one of those families, they had their kids and their wife involved also, right?
Yeah, we included family members. We included spouses. We included children.
Yeah.
We had one person, young man, who lost a significant amount of weight.
Yeah.
And he's a high school student. I mean, that's really, really important.
It's almost life changing, especially when because we know that we have the opportunity to impact people and change their lives, and it seems so common and simple to us because we're around it all the time, right? And like it's almost become second nature. You're like, don't stop eating that, eat that. Like you at this point know that, and the fact that you've taken that and included us, like I'm super grateful for. And branch that out to Unilock in Brewster, in Boston, in Ohio, in Canada.
Yeah, all the operations have jumped on board.
It is,
and it's still going strong. I mean, it's just amazing to me the coaching, the wonderful habits that people have implemented. I mean, it has exceeded my expectations. I mean, big time.
Yeah.
I'm just so pleased with it. The company is very, and the ownership is very committed to employees' health and wellness. I did a presentation to the management group and, all of the HR managers throughout the company. share the results and so on, and they all were jumping right on board.
Yeah, I mean, it's a lot of work to get everybody on board with that, and Anita jumped through the red tape and got them on board and ended up changing lives because of it. And then like it's so cool because whether people realize it or not, like there are people who say, man, I want to be like Anita, or like, man, I want to look like so and so and get the result. And like you're inspiring people just by sharing your story that you've never even met before. So like, thank you for going above and beyond with that. Like, it's pretty awesome.
Well, just that someone's asking me to share my story is amazing to me.
Oh.
My life has changed significantly over the last 8 years. Significantly.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm a blessed person. I have a wonderful family, a great career, but this has opened doors for me that I never thought, I never even really thought about it. I'm really proud of myself. I mean, it's a really good feeling. I love the compliments.
Yeah.
I love, don't get me wrong. I really like that. Love the, what's inside is something that's very difficult for me to describe.
Yeah.
And what I've gotten from it. Anything's possible.
Yeah,
I surprise myself every day. I'm like, did I just do that? I climbed a rope. It's 15 feet in the air.
Yeah, well, it's awesome. And so how does that translate to the confidence and ability level outside of the gym? Does it?
Yes.
Like, okay, so how does that work?
I think I'm a better family member. I'm a better wife. I'm a better friend. I'm definitely a better employee. I'm calmer. That confidence allows me to be more patient with employees. It really does pay off huge dividends from a business perspective.
Okay.
It's the cost of healthcare in this country is huge.
Yeah.
And it's no secret that it's poor diet, lack of exercise. It's a well-established fact.
Yeah.
But it's very difficult for people to implement that because there's so much misinformation out there. There's so many magic pills, magic bullets, all this other kind of stuff. So that I'm able to, bring what I've learned, through my experience here, to the employees.
Yeah.
Is it's something that I just enjoy so much. The rewards are amazing. It's amazing.
We actually call it coach's gain. So when somebody becomes a level 1 coach or level 2 or level 3, or they get nutrition cert, when they end up coaching other people, they actually see more gains themselves. So as much as Anita is like not really a coach, but helping people through that process, you actually, if you look back at it, you probably saw some massive returns on it as well at the same time. If somebody's starting off, what advice would you give them? Like, do you wish you started sooner? Like, there's a few questions there, right? So like, if somebody's new or they're scared or they're like looking to get started, what would you recommend to them?
Well, the first thing is start from where you are.
Okay.
Okay, it doesn't matter where you are. Okay, do I wish I started sooner? Of course I do. But that becomes irrelevant because I was where I was. I was 52 years old. Like that's how old I was. Like, looking back, don't think, oh, I'm too old or I'm too, like I hear that all the time. I'm too old. It's past me. You're never too old.
Yeah.
Never.
You're right.
What you guys do to modify things, I will watch that because it's amazing to me.
Yeah.
For limitations. Yeah. Whether someone can't run, they can't squat, they have a shoulder issue, there's all sorts of things that, prevent people. And I had quite a few of those issues when I started here. And
you had some injuries.
I did. Yeah. I had a shoulder issue, which took us 18 months until I could really, do anything. My hip was a problem. My knees were a problem. I had all kinds of problems. I took full advantage of whatever was offered, yoga and just everything. I was.
And I think you also did a really good job. Like the one-on-one time is a game changer.
Yes.
And the reason, and I explain it like kind of like almost like a teacher perspective, right? If you're in a class, it's 12-1, or if they're lucky, it's 12-1 nowadays with teachers, right? Mm-hmm. But if you stay after for extra help, most likely you're going to get it as a student.
Right.
That's what the one-on-one coaching is. It's just a faster path forward to learning exactly what you need to solve your problem. It's so impressive how far you've come, how much progress you've made, and how much you've been able to share that with other people. It's inspiring. What made you want to launch forward and focus on the qualifier for you? So the qualifier, for those that don't know at home, CrossFit, we have like the open, that's like the beginning of the CrossFit Games, and like you have to be within the top 10% to move on. So Anita came to me one day and was like, hey, I want to make it to the qualifier. And we kind of like figured this out a little bit, but like, tell me about that.
Well, first of all, I was almost afraid to say that out loud.
Okay. Why?
Because I thought it was too lofty a goal.
Okay. It was like too much.
Which I just talk about advice. Don't ever think that. Never think that. None of your goals are too lofty.
Yeah.
You know, it's all about, you know, what do you need to do to get there, right?
Yeah.
Why did I want to do it? I am so inspired by other people who make it, you know, and I come and I watch, and I think to myself, I want to do that.
Yep.
I want to be part of that team. So when we were doing the workouts and the qualifier, I'm standing looking around like, is this a joke? Do I really belong here?
And you absolutely do.
With all these people, like with you, I'm working beside Eric.
It's awesome. You, me, Abby, Justin.
Yeah.
What a great group, and especially even the younger qualifiers, Katie, Dr. Steph.
Oh, it was. They're just, the people are just amazing.
Yeah.
I'm.
And people were so pumped to cheer you on and see you rock it and crush it and do what you do.
The support is unbelievable.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
And this is kind of like my own little piece of advice. I forget exactly what you just said before, but it triggered something with me. I forget. Maybe we'll come back to it. But like, it's awesome to see the amount of progress that you've made so far, and continue to.
I'm not done.
Oh, no way. We're not even close.
I'm not done. I got a lot.
So what's next? So what's the next goal for you? Like, where does this?
Well, I will be 60 in January.
Yep.
I'm very proud of that, by the way. No, I'm not ashamed of my age.
No, aging up is now a good thing because now you get to be in the younger age group.
Well, you know what? I've been fooled by that before. Those fit women, like they follow you.
Yeah. You're one of those fit women.
Yeah, I'm getting there. But I want to make the top 10% again.
Okay.
I want to make the qualifiers.
Yeah.
And you know, I have all sorts of things that I need to achieve to, you know, rank a little bit higher. Handstand push-ups is one of them. I can get one, but I've got to be able to string them together. You know, stringing together some toes to bar, chest to bar is another thing that I have to work on. Long way off from a muscle up, but we'll get there.
Well, and so this is one of the things that I'm thinking about, right? So it takes a tremendous amount of time and effort and commitment to do what you do. Mm-hmm. How has it been with Al and supporting you and like being a part of that? Like, how was that?
Oh, he's my biggest cheerleader.
Al's Anita's husband, by the way.
Yeah, no, he's great. He's very proud of me. I found out the other day that he was like bragging about me.
Yeah.
I'm like, really? How come you didn't tell me that? I found out from his friend, not from him.
That's not, what did he say?
He was just talking about, you know, how impressive I am and how he's, you know, because he was working out beside me here for a while, and he's watched me at the Open and the qualifiers, and he was bragging a little bit about me. So
was it always that way, or was it first? Was he like a little bit like this CrossFit thing for you? I don't know.
No, but what I did get from other people was, you know, when I told some friends, you know, I'm joining CrossFit, they said, oh, that's not for 50-somethings, that's for 20-somethings.
What was your response?
Well, my response was, oh, watch me.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, that might have been a good thing that they said that to me, but that's the misconception.
Yeah.
It truly is. I mean, it's for young people, but there are people of all ages, ability levels. I mean, you name it, we got them.
Yeah, I mean, a majority of our population is 45 to 60. Yeah. Like a massive population. Like the other than the open age group, which is 18 to 34, our biggest competitive age group is 55 to 59.
Yeah.
Like there's like 8, 9, 10 of you women and guys on each side. It's awesome to see. Like health and fitness is important to you guys, not just like the competitive side, but like for a lifestyle change, like you train with a great crew of ladies in the 530.
Oh, for sure.
And I know they love training with you too. It's awesome. Anything you want to share with people before we wrap up?
I think that, you know, if you're looking to change your lifestyle, get healthier, just start. Just start. Don't wait. Don't think about. Don't drive by the gym like I did.
You can drive by. Just pull in the parking lot.
Just go in and talk to someone. I mean, if you want, you guys offer, you know.
Yeah. We do like an initial free consult now. Yeah. So basically, like you sign up for a consult, you sit down with one-on-one with a coach, and we kind of lay out, when we listen to your story and we lay out what is best for you, like a good, better, best scenario, so you can start to understand how we can reach those goals and the path forward. So you're not just like, okay, like how many times a week do I need to show up? We lay it out pretty clearly for people at this point.
Yeah, it's an addictive place.
Yeah,
it's truly a very good addiction.
Yeah. Well, Anita, we are so lucky to have you on board. 1,800 classes. If you got more questions, Anita, are you on Instagram or social media anywhere?
I am on Instagram, and I should probably know my Instagram.
Oh, I'll put Anita's tag. It'll be right here because she doesn't know
I'm
it.
not really good at social media.
That's okay. It's fine.
I'm there, but I don't really know how to do much.
Hey, listen, if you want to follow Anita, follow her journey. She'll post occasionally, share some stuff.
Sometimes.
So proud of you. So grateful you've been on board for so long. Such a big supporter. I can't thank you enough. And it's cool. Like, as a coach and an owner, it's always impressive to see results. It's even better when I see people like impacting other lives and start to like spider web out. Like a lot of our members, but you have gone above and beyond. It's been so awesome to see. So thank you so much.
It's been a lot of fun.
Cool. We're gonna continue going. Guys, thanks for listening, and we'll see you soon.
Thank you.
Bye.